what we have here today are two higher-end true wireless stereo or TWS headphones that give up some essential mod cons, all in the name of pursuing audio perfection. One is from V-MODA and the other is from Edifier, which has had plenty of airtime here on Gear Up in the past couple of months. Edifier has been busy. And oh, by the way, you're gonna piss your pants once you hear how much these cost. So let's explore what makes the V-MODA Crossfire 3 the second priciest model in V-MODA's catalog, and the Stax S3, the top dog in Edifier's lineup, tick. What makes them unique, why anyone would buy one, and perhaps answer why they exist in the first place. So more on all of that after these messages, that way. Whoosh. The Edifier Stax S3 has 90mm planar mag drivers on each side. It's not open back, it's closed back, and it's sourced from Odyssey. Check that out, it's beautiful, isn't it? $400 for the whole thing. Frequency response is 20Hz all the way up to 40kHz. Bluetooth 5.2 on board with SBC, aptX HD, aptX Adaptive, and Snapdragon sound if your devices can support it. There's also multi-point Bluetooth connection. Weight is 362 grams. I got battery life on this. This is my time, guys. 97 hours on these. Crazy, right? That's monster. 1 year warranty on this as well, and 2 ear pads. One is PU leather and the other one is a mesh line ear pad with a removal tool. And check this out, even though this is it resembles almost like a W820MB, which was really creaky, this thing is quiet, really nice padding as well, very comfortable. And the folding mechanism is similar. You can fold it in if you want to fold it compact, and there's a swivel on the vertical axis. It's a little bit sharp on the corners. I'll talk more about that in a second. If you don't mind just throwing this in your backpack, go for it. But if you have all the accessories to throw around, there is a case that comes with it where you can just tote this around. The V-MODA Crossfire 3 on the other hand, it's a little bit simpler in its internal setup. 50mm double diaphragm, $300, a little bit more sensitive as well, 5Hz all the way up to 40kHz, both wired and wirelessly. Bluetooth 5.1 on board with SBC, AAC, and aptX HD support. The weight is 315 grams. Battery life during my time with it, I got around 32 hours on average at 65% volume. This Crossfire 3 is built really nice, guys. Great materials, the workmanship is right there. The wishbone hinge is metal as well, and you can hear this click when you put it in place. Really awesome. There is some exposed cables that are fabric line. I don't really prefer it. They do catch on things sometimes, so something to bear in mind. These side caps are all metal that you can unscrew, and if you order this through the V-MODA website, you can customize it to your own. You can put your own pictures, graphics, text, or whatever. It's really awesome, really nice stuff. The USB-C charging port is right there. 3.5mm port is on the other side, on the right side. And also on the right side are the control buttons, just like the Edifier. Forward, backward, pause, play, or volume up, volume down as well. Power button is a slider, really easy to use as well. So, and the padding, nice and plush. The head cap is not as good, not as thick, but combined with the lightweight, it really helps spread all the weight out. Both of these headphones have companion apps, by the way. V-MODA's is a little bit basic. Edifier has more features, but only just. And I think Edifier really lost out by not including a fully customizable EQ, which the V-MODA has.
I'm your pusher man. Yeah. I'm your pusher man. Curtis Mayfield, guys. It's playing my Edifier through the OnePlus 11 FLAC file downloaded. It's about 6 inches away from the end of my deck, but it counts at the end. And we're gonna take these earbuds, or headphones rather. We're gonna do the V-MODA next. Take it around from the back to the side of my house. Gonna see how the connection strength between obstacles are. So where I'm standing, you can see past the coolers there. It's around 25 feet. So let's keep walking. How you guys doing? Thank you for joining me. Signal's still going strong, actually. It's nice. It's a nice day today. It's in the 70s. Oh, I just got a signal drop out. Just a single. Music's still going strong. It's now between the phone, as a house between me and the headphones. Not bad. Not bad. Here comes a big truck. Oh yeah, should be great for a mic test right now. Oh, I just got a disconnect. It just like completely went dead. Not bad. It's just like it held on for the longest time and then it just. So anyways, good connection strength, and we can see how these sit on my head. They're a little bit thicker, just the way planar magnetic works, or how they're constructed. They have to be a little bit thicker for it to, for spaciousness especially, and also for the monster battery life in this thing. So anyways, Yeah, it just comes right off. You can see how this also fit if you wear these a lot on your neck. Really, these are not meant for running, guys. I'm doing this just for demonstration purposes only. Don't try this at home, kids. As you'll see in a second, the V-MODA is a little bit more stable. And yeah, in fact, let's switch over and see how those perform. I didn't realize my lens was dirty, so I'm sorry if the Edifier bit looks kind of hazy in the sky. We fixed that, hopefully. I'm still figuring this camera out because I went in and manually adjusted the lens itself on this Action 3 to focus more on me. Usually they focus on infinity, but trying to do vlog style, I want something more with better focus up close. But anyway, still playing with it. Look at the hydrangeas, guys. These hydrangeas, right? It's so pretty. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's just like blooming like crazy. Anyways, I have the V-MODAs on right now, and where I'm standing between the phone. Same song, by the way. 25 feet away from the phone, direct line of sight. Gonna head towards the side of the house here. And oh, I just got a signal drop right there. It's much sooner than the Edifiers for what it's worth. We're not doing a comparison, mind you. Gonna keep. Oh, there's nothing playing anymore. I didn't realize I was too busy talking to you guys. It's nothing. Wow, these V-MODAs just gave up the ghost rather quickly. You can see the fit, by the way, of these, much more compact. Really, really comfortable too. So the shake test, it's a little bit better too. It still will slide off, but definitely more secure than the Edifiers, partly because of, you know, the obvious weight and size difference. I'll bet I can run with these. There's no lift. There's no shift in from the skull. Yeah, these are definitely more secure. If you have like a cap on or a beanie on in the cold winter day, you know, winter days, and wear these, yeah, totally fine for running. Yeah, this is good. I like the size. It comes with the size and the territory in it. One thing I want to note too, I forgot to mention, the Edifier, so in terms of signal strength, the Edifiers lasted longer, and that's also with aptX adaptive on. So in case you're not sure what I'm referring to here, is aptX adaptive is similar to LDAC, not as good in terms of sample rate, but it's on the same vein of high res. And the fact that the aptX adaptive lasted way longer than LDAC would die around here, around 40 feet or sooner. So the fact that, oh man, I'm winded. It's so humid. It's in the 70s, but it's so humid, 100%. It's heavy. So long story short, aptX adaptive is the way to go. If you have a Qualcomm equipped phone or device that can make use of that protocol, it's one of the best high-res certification or protocols that you can use nowadays. It's really nice. Much better than LDAC in my opinion. I'm gonna get flack for this one, but hey. Anyways, let's take these two to the road and check out the mics on these. I heard that the Edifiers are great, and so are these. With all the reviews I read, I'm skeptical. So let's see. The V-MODAs are still in my head, and we're here testing out the mics and how they handle noise suppression in a noisy environment during a phone call. So you'll hear right off the bat as traffic passes through, it's going to be highly digitized. Right now it's okay, but traffic is coming up the road, coming down the road there. You'll hear it, and it's a pity it's not windy right now, but I did get to test it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? I tested this in a weak sauce wind condition, like 5 to 6 mile an hour, entering the mics. Oh man, it was done for. Here comes more traffic actually. Let's test this one more time so you can give it a broader range for you to hear. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm very curious about, by the way, the Edifiers, because if they're using the same tech, even though these are like $400, they're using the same tech as the WH950 or the W820NB Plus. We'll be talking about middle of the pack in terms of voice quality. So anyways, let's switch right to it. And we have the Edifier on right now, and let's take these down to the road. Oh, here comes some traffic. Let's try to catch it. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Oh yes, perfection. That was a great sound test right there. Here comes more traffic. I'm very shocked by these guys. Oh my goodness, whatever. I was just saying that it could be similar to the other headphones that in your lineup. These are superior. It sounds pretty good, right? Noise suppression, as you heard the truck pass by, is not bad. It's not class leading, but yeah, I'm very surprised by these. Definitely good for phone calls in a quiet environment. Your intonation, everything, your tonality and everything is kept pretty in check, and you know, it sounds good actually. So Man, where did everything go? It's supposed to be rush hour. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Just a little bit over 8 o'clock. Where's everybody? I'm like right here in the middle of the road. Check this out. There's nobody. This is Maine for you. Again, let's talk about wind. These, when I tested these also a few days ago in a windier condition along with the V-MODAs, they handled it pretty well too. Finally, there's traffic coming up the road here, but a quick word about wind. Oh, there's wind coming from that direction. Can you hear it? Anything? I tested these earlier. Once wind gets in, they also are susceptible to sounds, but your listeners are going to be happier with these than the V-MODAs. For what it's worth, again, we're not doing a comparison here, but it's worth mentioning. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Anyways, let's head back to the studio and talk more about both of these.
Let's talk sound quality. It's the most important metric here besides comfort, and I don't think these two are mutually exclusive, especially for wearable audio. But anyways, this particular V-MODA, I would call it a clubbing headphone. And what I mean by that is that the audio that pumps out of the 50mm drivers here possesses that familiar, slightly muffled reverb you get when you're just about to walk into a basement nightclub. You know, like... And I think it has to do with the way sound staging and the mildly retracted mids are built purposefully into the Crossfire. And don't misunderstand me, guys, it's not a knock on the SQ, it's just different. And once I understood V-MODA's goal for the Crossfire, I was able to like sit back and enjoy. EDM, trance, anything by deadmau5, they all sound so tight and forceful. Vocals come in loud and clear as well, near the front of your head, not too far forward, which is great. Bass has nice authority, albeit a little narrow in scope, prematurely like dropping out in the sub-bass department. At least that's what my ears tell me. Because, you know, with these genres like dance and trance and all that, I want my lows to throb and glow. That's what she said. But the Crossfire stopped short by giving me the thump, just minus a smoother follow-through. At least that's what it does with the default EQ preset. But thankfully you can manually dial that back in, giving some of the lower harmonics a little bit more kick. Now, in case you're thinking that the Crossfire is just a one-trick pony, it's really not. All you have to do is ring up something like Michael Jackson's Human Nature, and you know it's not a bassy song at all, and then listen to the synths and the guitars, and also each time Michael goes slightly off key, because you know he didn't use auto-tune on that song, right? And really, to be honest, the song is much better for it. And let me tell you something, auto-tune is like an overused tool nowadays that make like crappy singers sound good, but fake good. It's like shaky cams in fight scenes. Whenever you see that, run away, guys, because you know those people can't fight for squat. Like Jackie Chan and Keanu Reeves are like the Michael Jackson of action film nowadays. The camera just let them do their thing and that's it. Mistakes and all. But anyways, I digress. Let's talk about the Edifier Stax Spirit S3. This thing, I'll tell you what, it sounds très magnifique aussi, in a planar magnetic sort of way. The clarity, the detail, the sparkle without being overly bright, thank goodness. A wider soundstage, even though it's not an open back like most planar magnetics, it's all here. It's also worth repeating that the S3 uses licensed tech from Odyssey, and that's Odyssey with an A, and also a U, and a D, and an E, and a Z, and a... My point is, just check out how similar the tuning is to the S3 and the LCD4 from Odyssey, or 5, take your pick. If you like that mostly neutral lows and mids with a slight uptick in the highs to keep things exciting, you will fall in love with these. The only thing I wish these had, and really most planar magnetics, I wish these had a tad bit more bass. Now, I do want to give props to aptX Adaptive, which this thing uses. If your device can leverage it, please turn it on or you'll never know what you're missing, guys, because this codec is so flexible and efficient in the way it translates like high-res files compared to, say, LDAC. Yeah, LDAC works great if you have the hardware to back it up. But the truth is, like 99.99% of phones out there can't transmit a song without dropping out every few minutes using LDAC. aptX Adaptive is the opposite. This thing is like fantastic. Oh yes, I haven't mentioned wired listening yet. The lowdown here is that the Crossfire sounds better if you stick with Bluetooth, simple as that. On the other hand, if the Edifier sounds great wireless, it sounds even better wired. Yes, I know. And I tested both using my little hip DAC over there, and the Edifier really benefited from the bass boost. It also needed more gain to drive than the Crossfire, which is way more efficient. As you saw in the fit demo earlier, the V-MODA's svelte compact form factor is an easy choice for those longer sessions on your head. Clamping force is perfect, and it doesn't fly off your skull as fast the moment you start head bobbing to some jams. The ear cups fold inwards, and the S3 does the same, plus it also has the ear cups that swivel as well. Clamping force on this is almost perfect as well, probably could use like half a kilo more compression, and I think that would have dialed it in. Even though it's a little bit bulkier, it's also something I don't mind having on my head for hours, as long as you have the right ear pads for the right time. Looks-wise, the Crossfire 3 rocks the whole V-MODA design language. That means lots of chevrons, lots of triangular and diamond elements, combined with fantastic materials and build. In your hands, this thing feels like it's solid, like it will last through the end of the world or something. And yet, V-MODA gratefully made it compact, unlike other brands that prefer to bulk up their flagship models, you know? The PU leather ear pads, which are replaceable by the way, have an angular opening, so may not fit larger ears. Man, I really wish that the Edifier designers could have let loose a little with the S3 with something more special. And yes, your eyes didn't deceive you if you mistook the S3 for the WA20MB series, which, mind you, is one of their budget headphones. I didn't have good things to say about the plastics and the Ginsu knife edges on those, on the A20s, and sure, the S3 uses better materials and has a more sorted construction, but the design, guys, it just looks so uninspired, especially at this price, and something that the company calls their flagship, you know? And no, Edifier, you can't just like slap some carbon fiber and call it a day. It's real fiber, but it also looks fake at the same time. A couple of things I do appreciate though are how compact you can fold these, plus the breathable fabric ear pads that come included in the box. They feel great in the heat of the summer, I'll tell you what. Edifier calls these ear pads ice-feeling earmuffs, which is totally cheesy, but yet totally appropriate. With no mod cons like active noise cancellation, wear detection, or pass-through mode to bog down the processors and also the power supplies, both of these have killer battery life. The Edifier has 90 plus hours for crying out loud. On the downside, however, there are no mod cons like active noise cancellation, wear detection, or pass-through. Because at $300 and $400, guys, it's rather ridiculous how these kind of expected standard features in 2023 were left out in the first place. Each of these represent the pinnacle in their brand's ideal in audio ability, at least from a true wireless stereo headphone perspective. I enjoyed the Crossfire for its combination of sound, design, and build that shows off V-MODA's unique take on headphones. It's a device that oozes with energy and style, and I really enjoyed my time with these. The Edifier S3 might have royally screwed up with the lower quality materials and also unimaginative design, and like the V-MODA, also left out modern features. Despite all of that, the fact that it sounds like a $4,500 Odyssey LCD5 for $400 ought to make you pause and think for a second. So with all that said, I'm giving the V-MODA Crossfire 3 a gear up score of 8 out of 10, while the Edifier Stax Spirit S3 nabs 8.3 out of 10. It would have scored higher if the materials and everything else was better. I put a lot of effort into each tech video I make for you guys every week, so it'll be awesome if you could subscribe and also thumbs up if you like this video to show your support. And also comment nicely down below, say hi, and I'll try to say hi back. And remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world today, tomorrow, this weekend, because guess what? If you haven't seen the news, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love y'all very much. God bless, and peace out. Whoosh.